Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you my very first photos, and for reference, here is my work in 2025. Judging on some daily interactions, I think some people think that I was born with this kind of skills. I was born with editing skills, photography skills. They think I was born with a $1,000 camera or thousands of followers. No, I started from somewhere, from zero to be exact, and this video is just a reminder of the reality that me and other artists went through. And of course to show and motivate you if you want to pursue photography or any other art form, that we develop our skills time by time and we improve our skills time by time. I feel like right now everybody is in a rush to get as many followers, views and likes as possible, but it takes time. I started photography in 2013 and I wasn't confident in my art or successful till like 2022. For some people it takes years and for some people it takes months. Either one is absolutely fine. We all have a different pace and we all have a different journey. This is going to be fun. I have not looked at these photos in a while. Let's start. So as you see, I have tons of folders which are unorganized, but I found the photos. These are taken with a Samsung tablet. If you want for some reason to see the specs of the camera, here you go. And do you want to see settings? These are just some random photos I took while on vacation. So I was 13 or 14 when I took this one, and this is one of my first favorites. Ooh, I didn't remember this one. This is a foreshadowing of my future work, I guess. I feel like all the photographers start from nature. I think this was one of my very first favorite photos because when I posted this one, I remember my classmate being like, "Oh, you took this is so good." Yeah, I really love this photo to this day, even though it's tilted, but I do like this, waves going backwards, and I really like this line, very tilted, no composition, or maybe we can call this a composition because there is a road leading us somewhere. Flowers, of course. Yeah, I thought this was so cool and creepy. Flowers again. This is like a curtain, and I remember I was so proud of this photo for some reason. And this one is where I entered my photography era. This one is not just a random photo. I took these 3 flowers, I put them together, I set it up, I worked hard for this one. And, I composed it and I took the photo and I was like, wow, I am a photographer. And then I think I was going to edit it like black and white and keep just the pink color, that's classic editing style back then. I don't think I did that because I didn't have those editing skills yet. And another one, yeah, I really explored this concept of those 3 flowers. Composition, what can you say? Ooh, this is my first evening shot. Well, this one is also kind of pretty. And now we have entered the Tumblr era, trying on some film filters. I don't remember where I edited this. There are just so many flower photos, it's just crazy. I kind of like this one too. It has, a glow to it. I remember this was so pretty in real life, but I couldn't really capture it. So now I'm like in the mountain, just some mountain photos. Obviously these are quite pretty because, nature. The flower and the classic finger in the frame. I actually love this picture. I took this from a cable car and I think it has a quite good composition, it's something, I would like take today. And then it was foggy. It was my first and last time where I saw fog in these mountain places. I have been there a few times with my camera, but of course there was no fog. And I remember taking this photo and, I already said that, I am a photographer with those flower photos. And this one confirmed that, I am actually a photographer. I remember I actually posted this one on Facebook and captioned it, "I'm a photographer." And I found this on the tree and of course I had to photograph it. This is also a park in Tbilisi. in my hometown, and I can never catch the fog. This is just a park in the mountains, and I can never catch the foggy weather there. It is so unfair because look at these photos. Look, I go there so often, I can never catch the foggy weather there. Life is so unfair because imagine me there taking photos with my camera, it would be so cool. Even though I really hate these colors now, I love it on this one. Now this we call a vision. This was my kitchen door, and for some reason I really still love this one. So this is a photo of my friend, and I guess I really liked those creepy undertones back then too. And this one when Tumblr was thriving. So I blame Tumblr for this photo because, you know, some tea and coffee photos were very popular back then, and for some reason I thought it would be a good idea to put this cap on the piano where the notes are supposed to be and then slap the film effect on it, and it's aesthetic. My very first moon photo, I think it's a vibe, and just a sunset photo, of course. You can't go wrong with a sunset photo. So that was 2014, and now we are moving on to 2015, and we are moving to HTC smartphone, which definitely had better quality than the Samsung tablet. I was not done with tea and coffee photos, of course. I thought these were so aesthetic. I don't really have many interesting photos here. Just a few good ones. I kind of like this one too. I used to edit my selfies too. I thought this was so Tumblr. This one too. And this is like a legendary photo where I was like, hey, I'm actually maybe good at photographing things. I used to think this photo was a vibe. I also love this one. It's taken at my home. Maybe I can recreate this one. Foreshadowing. I didn't remember this one. This is kind of cool. Like, I think at this point you can kind of see I'm getting somewhere. I was just, you know, as you see, I was taking so many photos. This one also, like, I thought this was very cool. I definitely think there is a progress between the tablet and the smartphone one. This one is also like genuinely good. I really like how I framed myself, even though it was tilted, but I didn't have a tripod. And then I entered the, you know, hardcore editing era. So I used to edit them on avatan.ru. I think this website still exists, and it had some pretty good, you know, filters, and you could, you know, use PNG files and layer things on top of each other. It has some retouching brushes and things like that. So I was kind of able to do many things with that website. So these are my selfies, and I genuinely like this one still. I just layered a painting on my selfie. So moving on, still very proud of this edit. I don't know what I was thinking, but it's great. Oh, and this one is kind of good too. Like, look at these colors. That website had many tools, so I also tried coloring, and I guess I really wanted blue hair and I couldn't have it, so I photoshopped it. My obsession with dragons started in 2015. This photo was taken with family camera. That's me, and that's my dragon. I think Avatan back then did not support the PNG files, so whatever I downloaded, it came with a white background. So I, with a brush, removed all that white background from this dragon. I worked hard for this one. Same thing here. I found this photo on my computer and added a dragon and, you know, just painted and just erased with a small brush all the white background that this dragon had. And I also added that sky. I used to watch Winx Club, so here is me as a fairy. I also found this image on my computer and added the sky here. I think it looks good, and this was around the time where everyone was obsessed with those galaxy prints. And yeah, I think that's it. Now I will show you my very first photos with my very first camera, Canon 1100D. So this is the very first photo I took with it. I have said this before and I'll say it again. I thought it was the best camera in the world because when you go from this to this, it's a huge difference. Look at the details, and especially in 2016, this was, so sharp for my eyes. I of course did not know anything about the settings, so I was shooting on auto mode for a while. This is my very first good photo, and this one I do love. These are kind of cute too, just some self-portraits on auto mode, of course. This is my first moon photo with a camera where you can see the details, and I was so excited that finally I have a camera that can see the moon. Just a few more photos for you to see what I started out with. So I just photographed anything I found interesting, and this one is definitely my first good photo because I think it's really good. For example, I would remove a few branches here and there, but the rest, I love it. I love that snow looks dark. So I have many more photos with 1100D. I took maybe like 100,000 photos with it. So if you want to see more of my early photos with my Canon camera, let me know and I will record a longer video about it. So those were my very first photos, and I hope now you see how much progress I went through. Now if you want to start photography, it is much easier because, as you see, I had quality limitations, but now it is much easier to start photography even if you only have a smartphone. An average smartphone is much better than the average smartphone I had back in 2014. So start taking photos and start taking care of them. Learn editing, don't stress, time isn't running out. Photography is supposed to be fun and enjoyable, and don't pay too much attention to social media numbers if you are a beginner. Just focus on improving your technique, improving your art, and trust me, when you are good enough, it will pay off. The later people discover you, the better version you are of yourself. When you are good enough, it is also much easier to get to those big numbers. That's it for today, and let me know what else you would like to see on my channel. Bye! If you want. And